Hey everybody, James Phillips here with Brian Hale. This is your DME Southern Orthopedic Prep Zone Game of the Week preview show, Brian. We're about to take a road trip.
Yep, we are. And there's about to be a whole lot of good stuff that we're going to talk about this week as everybody's going to close down region play. A couple of teams are actually going to play their final game of the season this year.
Yeah, that's true with this week because they'll be off next week, and there's still playoff games to be sought out. And our game of the week, Cordova, they're hosting Haleyville, and that game's for a playoff spot.
Cordova's climbed the mountain since they went in to play Oakland a few weeks ago. They've steadily climbed Mount Everest. Now they get to find out this week, do they reach the peak?
Well, we're about to leave the DME studio and head to Cordova to talk to Coach Jones and a couple of his players. Come back in just a few moments, and Brian will be talking to them. And then later on, the DME sports staff will be giving our picks for the week. We'll see you in just a minute.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. And here we're with Coach Justin Jones. Coach, we have two seniors that you brought in today that we haven't seen before. Could you go ahead and introduce them for us?
Yes. Our defensive end, Justin Callaway, number 5, and our left tackle, Jeremy Peeler, number 65.
Well, Coach, the culmination of the journey really at this point, this week, is what you're looking for. You guys have climbed the mountain since the Oakland game. You've reeled off all, the region victories that you need to get into this point. And now, come with Haleyville on Thursday night, it's time to see exactly if you guys can lock up that playoff spot or not. What's this journey been like for you guys to see, the long losing streak, albeit with very close losses, to the point to where you guys are playing in for this playoff spot?
Well, I think it's a testament to our coaching staff and to the kids in general, just to, to have that like you said, the journey to begin with. And really, man, it was kind of like, I hate to use the Saban word, but it was like a process, and we just had to mature enough in certain spots. And, the last few weeks have just been a byproduct of really what started way back in August and really in the spring. And the kids learning the system on both sides of the ball, coaches coming in the summer, them learning the system and getting these kids ready. And it does. It just takes some time, and now we put ourselves, but really now this Thursday night is just nothing different than it's been 2 weeks ago. We had to do it then. We had to do it last week, and now we're just here. Got to do it again this Friday night.
Guys, when you walked off the field last week after that victory against Oak Grove, did it kind of hit y'all the journey, the pathway that y'all have kind of been on to battle from a start like you had at the beginning of the year to here it is this week? You guys are going to be playing for that play-in spot. I mean, has the journey been surreal for you? Did it hit you after that last victory?
It just really showed that everybody was starting to buy in to Coach Jones and was getting away from that losing mentality that was here from last year. We're getting in there. We're trying to win games now. We actually putting effort forth at practice, having clean practices, and just making everything happen like it's supposed to.
Do you think after the last victory, did it hit you that you guys now officially have the opportunity?
I don't think it still has hit me yet. We're just still focusing on tomorrow night, getting everything done that needs to be done. Looking forward to the next week.
Yeah, and we've all mentioned it. The game is, of course, moved to Thursday.
Right.
And obviously, you kind of readjust your schedules and everything like that. And it does have benefits because next week against Fayette, you have an additional day that you have to prepare also. But how does the shortened week, how does that really play into y'all's schedule and the adjustments that you have to make?
Well, it doesn't really affect us. We do a lot of morning practices anyway, so it's not really going to affect other than just we'll readjust our Thursday schedule to fit in the game on Thursday night. Coming off a homecoming week, you learn how to adjust to everything. Mm-hmm. So these guys have done a really good job of, all right, hey, we got to be here for this. Let's be this. Let's get this. And I expect us to be ready to go tomorrow night.
Well, let's talk about Haleyville for a second. Obviously, we know that they have gone through their own trials and tribulations this year. Obviously, we're looking at what you guys have got to do to lock up that playoff victory. What do you see as the big keys to victory?
I think it starts up front. They're very big up front. What they want to do Offensively, it's, of course, run the football behind those big guys. They're an option-type team, so defensively, we've got to control the line of scrimmage. We've got to be very disciplined and, who's got dive, who's got quarterback, who's got pitch when they get in those situations. And then, secondary-wise, we've got to be able to adjust when they adjust on certain downs to be, not get caught up with all the eye candy and be disciplined in the secondary as well. Offensively for us, again, they're big up front, so we've got to be able to control the line of scrimmage. Anytime we play, we want to be able to control the atmosphere like we've talked about before, how fast the game is played. We want to play at a tempo that we can play at, and then how physical it's played, and then managing the game. Thursday night's going to be what team is able to manage the game properly, and we just want to be able to do that. But it's always going to start up front for us, Hence why I've had offensive and defensive linemen in here with you, because it starts with these guys.
Defensively, you guys up front are going to have to get in there and disrupt the timing of the blocks. You're going to have to put the pressure on the quarterbacks, get a hold of those running backs before they can even take off and past you guys. So what do you think about the challenge that you're going to be facing?
They're big. You just got to respect it. They're big. They're physical guys. Our main goal is to make them have to break their tendencies, make them do something they're not comfortable with doing, because obviously they haven't practiced a whole lot of outside of that option stuff. So we're really just trying to make them uncomfortable.
And obviously Chris and also Justin are really going to need you guys to open up the holes for them, provide all the protection that they need to be able to get off good passes. What do you guys think about the challenge that you'll be facing from them defensively?
Just like their offensive line, their D-line, they're big, they're physical. We're just going to have to out-physical them and do what we do.
Well, Coach, we're all going to be rooting for you, and obviously we're going to be there broadcasting the game, so we are definitely hoping that you guys can secure the victory and go on to the playoffs, because I know not only for your community but for all of us it'd be a great story, and we would really love to see it.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all's coverage. Again, it's going to be Thursday night, 7 o'clock, right down here in the Holt.
Well, good luck, guys. We're going to be back in just a moment with our picks, so stay tuned.
Welcome in, guys. We're back. James Phillips here, and we've got Brian Hale, Jeffrey Winborn, and Jonathan Bentley. We're at the Cordova Indoor Practice Facility. What a great facility here. It's cool to be set up here in this place.
This is my first time in this building. This place is nice.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was a point of controversy when it first opened, because they were the first one to get one. But now several other places around the county have a practice facility like this, and it's nice. All of them are nice.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, we're going to go straight into the games now. We've had some games to change, which we've talked about. Some games have gone from Friday to Thursday. Some went from Friday to Thursday back to Friday, So we're trying to keep up with it. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this on Thursday, we have all these games correct. But it could change by then. Let's first go Friday night games. We'll knock those out because they're really kind of the lesser games. Lynn at Meek on Friday night. Can we get an all in favor of Lynn?
Lynn.
Okay, Lynn wins it. Summerton Christian at Winston County. Are we going to go an all in favor on this one, or?
Maybe.
I've got Winston County.
I've got Winston County.
I've got Winston County.
I've got Winston County. So
See, we should have Winston County. I think, but Summerton, they can throw the ball around, but if this is going to be in the rain, you can forget that. You're not throwing the ball around in the rain, and that plays right into Winston County's hands.
They have a good running back.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Summoning Christian's going to be able to even stack in the box, if they're going to be able to stop the
Oh,
runs.
no, they couldn't. They didn't stop Meek.
Yeah.
So they're not stopping Winston County. All right, let's go to Corner. It's Lawrence County at Corner. This is a big game as far as playoff implications. Corner can make the playoffs if they win it. Lawrence County, I don't know exactly how that's going to – if they win, I think it's a three-way tie with West Point, because West Point had beaten Lawrence County. But definitely an important game. Should be a close game. What do you guys think about it?
This is probably our toughest pick of the week because the teams are really balanced. But with the home field, Lawrence County having to travel all the way down, the fact that Corner, after their adjustment prior to the Door game, that they just consistently have played a lot better. I'm going to have to give it to Corner right now. I think they've got the momentum, and what Coach Clements has implemented is really working for them.
I agree with you. Corner's playing really good
Door's
football.
not playing really good
Yeah,
football.
well, as Corner ever since the Door game,
Right.
they've been playing really good football. They've got the momentum, like you said. Big believer in home field advantage. I think it will be close, but I think Corner's going to win this and lock up that playoff spot.
Yeah, I do too. Since that it seems like they've got it going in the right direction. It took a long time, but now they kind of figured it out. You know, people in the right spots. I think they'll win, and it is going to be really close because Lawrence County is better than their record,
Right.
3-5.
All week I've thought I'd go corner, but I'm switching. I'm going Lawrence County. Yeah, I've seen both teams, but it was a bad situation for both teams. I saw corner right after all their injuries against Jasper, and that was ugly. And then I saw Lawrence County, who hung with Jasper for a little while, but it was off of special teams and a pick six. So, but their offense did move the ball around on a really good Jasper defense, and that's why I'm taking them. I think they move the ball much better, and they can put it in the air. And so I think Lawrence County pulls off what I guess could be considered an upset in this game. All right, Friday, the next Friday game, Holt at Carbon Hill, and this one also big playoff talk here. Carbon Hill, they can pretty much make the playoffs with a win. So what do you guys think, Carbon Hill or Holt?
I'm going Carbon Hill. I just think that I know Holt has made big strides ever since the beginning of the year, but look at Carbon Hill with the exception of the Gordo game they have also. I just think that's going to end up being Carbon Hill in this.
This is one of those. I'm going to support one of our teams. I think Carbon Hill is a good program. I like what Coach Williams is doing over there. The only game I've been to is the Oakland game, where I saw what their defense did to them for that first half. And I've said all along, if Carbon Hill can sustain that kind of play for an entire game, they can beat most anybody if they play that kind of game. And I think this one will be close. Both teams are fairly similar, but I do think Carbon Hill is going to win it.
I really don't know. I mean, we're going against 20 years of proof here.
Right.
They haven't made the playoffs in this will be 20 years this year. But I mean, Holt it seemed like they've improved the last couple of games. But I guess, I mean, I don't know. It feels like if I pick Carbon Hill, they'll lose for sure.
Streaks are made to be broken, Bentley.
You go to church in
20
Carbon Hill. Like, if you
years.
don't pick Carbon Hill, somebody on
Yeah.
Sunday morning is going to call you out.
I mean, I'm not from the county, but it's like my de facto, where I'm from, kind of.
Right.
Since my wife is from there. But
Yeah.
I hadn't picked that game yet.
See, your car's going to get egged on Sunday morning at church now because you won't pick the Bulldogs.
Well, if they win, they'll be happy.
True. All right, now I'm going Carbon Hill also. I think, I don't know why. I just think Carbon Hill will pull this game out. Like you said, streaks are made to be broken sometimes. It's been 20 years. I was covering that last team that made the playoffs. So I'd really like to see Carbon Hill make the playoffs, even though it'd probably be a short stint. It'd be good to say that they broke that streak and they made the playoffs. So let's go with Carbon Hill in that game. Okay, let's go to the Thursday night games. What's the one? Let's go Greene County at Oakland. Greene County's 4-4. Oakland's 5-3. Honestly, this seems like a game that Oakland would lose. Like every year they have one of those games where they just have a letdown and they lose. But I think Coach Hall's coaching them up, and I think they're ready to play, and I'm going to go Oakland in that one.
I'm going to go Oakland too because I think that the letdown game that they had was on the one turnover against Cordova. So I actually think that in this one for me, Oakland takes this and they lock theirs up.
Yeah, I've watched Oakland pretty extensively over the last 2 or 3 years. And you're right, it's about every year they drop a game or two they shouldn't, but they did that against Cordova. I don't see Oakland losing this game. I think it'll be close, but Oakland will still win it.
Yeah, we didn't mention Carbon Hill has to have this game happen too to make the playoffs.
Oakland needs to win this.
Yeah,
one.
Greene County wins, they're in. So it's a bit, I mean, it's a big game for them. Oakland's already in, but if Oakland wins, they get the 3 seed. I just don't see Oakland losing this game at home. Like you said, they've already lost their game they wasn't supposed to.
Right. Hey, I realized I skipped a Friday game. I skipped Curry at Northside. Can we go all in on Northside? Okay. All right. Now we're back to Thursday games. Let's go all in on this one too. Russellville at Dora. Russellville.
Yeah.
Dora's just, I mean, they're just struggling at this point.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? Addison at Hatton. All in on Addison. Addison's 7-2. Hatton's 4-4. Addison's going to roll in that one. I think that leaves us with our last 2 games. Let's talk about Hamilton at Jasper. Hamilton 7-1. A little bit of that's probably smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
But they're 7-1. Jasper's undefeated, number 1 in the state. This is for the region championship. I got Jasper by, I'm going to say they win by at least 35 points. At least 35 points.
You're being nicer than I am. I think this is exposure time all the way, and I think Jasper is going to kick Hamilton all around the field. So
I thought we
big
were going to have to
time.
use a censor there for a second. I don't know what.
We haven't had to break since we started this. We haven't had to do that yet.
No,
I'm very careful.
But we did let some other things through.
Yeah.
Go back and look.
So who you got? Hamilton? You taking Hamilton?
This is not even close.
Let me get Coach Moore on the phone.
This is not even close. Look, I have said to everyone at this table, there is not a team in this class, in my opinion, that can run on Jasper.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Jasper's scoring a lot of points, but I have bought into that defense. I believe in it, and I'm not going to go too far and jinx things, but Jasper's going to win this, and they're going to win it huge. A little bit of rat poison for you.
Yeah.
Now, it would take, I can't even imagine a scenario where Hamilton wins this game. 8 turnovers.
Right.
I mean, that's what it would take. They will, it's their comeuppance. You know, I mean, Hamilton has been winning games by 3 points all year.
not refs.
Now, I could play devil's advocate here. I mean, Jasper's had some issues with penalties this year.
They definitely have.
I mean, at some point, that could come up to bite them. I mean, it won't be this game,
right?
But that is something that they need to get cleaned up before they get into the playoffs.
Right. All right, so we're all in favor on Jasper then, huh?
Yeah.
Finally, our game of the week, because it's such an important game for this program here, Haleyville at Cordova, both teams 3-5, and this is a playoff berth on the line for both teams. So it's as cool as you get, week 9 in high school football. You're playing for your life. Who do you guys have?
I think momentum is huge in this game. In Cordova, momentum-wise, 3 in a row. I have not been impressed with the scores that I'm seeing out of Haleyville. I don't think that they are that good this year compared to other Haleyville teams that we've seen. So I think Cordova wins this probably by about 2 touchdowns. I don't think it's going to be that difficult of a victory.
We watched Cordova lose game after game to start the season, and every week we all sat here and we said, this team is better than their record. And we're seeing that now.
Yeah.
This is a good Cordova team. To see what they came from a year ago to where they're at now, it's a complete turnaround. Cordova is a good football team. They're going to win this game, and they're going to be in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, we're all happy for these kids. You know, they've suffered through the last couple of years, and to have Jones in here, the excitement, there's no way they lose this game. I really don't think so.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys. I think Cordova wins this game. Haleyville's had if you just look at their scores, it's really odd because they've narrowly defeated somebody like Curry who hasn't won a game, but then they also narrowly fall to somebody like Fayette and Northside. It's just a really weird deal, but I think Cordova now has that momentum on their side. They're racking up yardage like crazy. I mean, every week they've got one of their players is our player of the week, it seems. I almost suggested that Jonathan has become a Cordova fan because of how many times their players are getting players of the week.
It's hard not to be this year. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
we're all cheering for these kids.
Yeah, you want to pull for them.
They were just so. Last year it was rough. The year before that, they're having fun now, and there's a lot of kids out there.
Right.
You know?
This is a proud program, and
It really
to see
is.
what they went through last year, I'm glad to see this team and this fan base enjoying the success they're having right now.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, I'm a Dora grad, and we hate Cordova, but it's always good in Walker County if Cordova's strong in football. And I think we've seen them make that turn now to where they're going to finish out this season really strong, and then who knows what happens from here. Anything else for you guys this week?
We talked about the games changing. As soon as we finish filming this, I'm about to spend my day updating DME PrepZone.com. By the time this airs, it will all be up. Follow us on there. If anything changes as far as what day a game is on, I will have it updated there, and you can find all that information on there.
That's right. And throughout the night on Thursday night and Friday night now, keep watching DMEPrepZone.com. Also, check out the Mountain Eagle Facebook page. We'll be live from the Cordova game with pregame and all kinds of festivities going on that game. And then I'll be live on halftime at the Jasper game, updating scores as well and talking about what's going on around the area on Thursday night. So, guys, we ready to go and see if any more games change dates?
I hope not. I hope not.
We got a few texts out right now, so if anything does change, we'll put that, like Jeffrey said, on DMEPrepZone.com. Be sure to look there for any changes. And until Saturday morning when you get to see me and Brian talk about what happened at these games, I'm James Phillips for all these guys. We'll see you then.